Okay, thank you for tuning in, guys. Hi, we have this good afternoon. It's lunchtime. Hopefully, everybody's tuned in to GNG LinkedIn Live, but we're also live on YouTube and Facebook as well. So, Gail invited a really special guest today. It is through Gail's connection, Vivian, who is founder of AmplifyDEI.com. So you can see her website advertised. So first, we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about, well, what is Amplify DEI? And then what is this summit and conference that she's organizing and it's being coming up? It's coming up. And what is amplifying diversity through mentorship? I guess I'm going to let Gil introduce Vivian because it is Gil's friend and connection. So, Gil,
So I'm really excited to have Vivian on the show today. As I was just saying to her before we even went live, that I'm a big fan of hers. I love what she's doing. She's bringing humanity to the workplace. She has a passion which really resonates with me. I really appreciate where she's coming from, why she's doing it, how she's doing it. Full disclosure, I'm a participant in the Amplify DEI conference. I'm super excited to be presenting, but this is all about an opportunity for Vivian to talk to our audience about DEI, why this conference exists, what it's taken to put it together, and then also about Vivian's specific topic around amplifying diversity through mentorship. So Vivian, why don't you just start off by telling us a little bit of the background of why did Amplify DEI come into existence?
I'm still a bit blushing after this wonderful introduction, but I can definitely answer that. So remember in June or the end of May, a father, somebody's brother, somebody's son was killed. And we all saw that. So I don't need to name him, but I'll name him anyway. We all saw something from George Floyd. And here in the Netherlands, I'm based here in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. That video went viral as in every news outlet. It was shown and it was there. And for us, it's important. I'm a mother. I also have a partner who is white. And we together, we have a biracial son who is 6. And showing that video over and over to my son, because I wanted to shield him, but eventually I could not shield him because they don't do any trigger warnings. They just show the video and that's it. And he saw it. And then he started asking questions to his dad. And then I noticed that I had to step up as well, because his dad is telling his side of the story and I wanted to share my side of the story. And my son, the first thing that my son asked me was, when I told him about George Floyd, he asked me, is somebody going to hurt you? And that question in itself, and it's still making me emotional, because the fact that a 6-year-old is asking that question, worried about my well-being instead of his well-being or something else, it's too much. So I needed to recover at least a few days. And then in that recovery time, I noticed Alexis Ohanian doing amazing things. And for those who don't know him, I would rather introduce him as the co-founder of Reddit. But if you don't know him, then you might know him as the partner of Serena Williams. So, which is huge. And what he did was he stepped down from Reddit to give up his seat to a person of color. And I think within a week or within 2 weeks, they found an Afro-American guy who is doing the best to amplify diversity within his company. And that got me thinking, because I know I don't have the budget of Serena and Alexis Ohanian together, but I do know a lot of people through my own lives, and also know I have a huge network. So why not ask, my fellow advocates who are all passionate about the different topics regarding diversity? And I just asked, and I thought in the beginning that 20 people would participate, and now we have like 65 people participating. And I'm just like, overly hyped, overly geeked, and I'm so happy that Gil is one of the participants or one of the speakers as well, because I'm getting a lot of credits for the hard work that I'm doing, but I also want to uplift the speakers one by one, saying that I could not have done this without them. I'm a we person. I'm not an I person. I'm a we person, and it's us, the collective. We are amplifying diversity, equity, and inclusion.
So Vivian, can you talk to me a little bit about what the conference really, the structure of it? Because that's one of the things that I love about it. I really appreciate that it's not just, you have to sit for an hour listening to somebody speak and sit for an hour listening to somebody else speak, but you have, I think you described it more as the Netflix of DEI. So
Yeah.
can you talk to us a little bit about how that works and how you're bringing the conference to life?
So the way I envisioned the conference was giving people bite-sized, actionable steps, but being bite-sized and having actionable. And I'm a person, I don't want to sit down for 1 hour and listen to somebody talk, unless it's a panel conversation. Then it's a different dynamic. But when one person is doing a talk, I just want to know within 20 minutes. So I challenged all the speakers to come up with something within 20 minutes. And because also one of the reasons why I did that is when you watch the TEDx conferences, or when you watch the TEDx presentation, TEDx is having a maximum, I think, of 17 or 18 minutes. And when you go beyond that 18-minute, you start to lose people, especially when it's only you. So I just wanted to do something bite-sized, something that is memorable, and something also that can put people right towards action, instead of just watching a presentation and not knowing what kind of action you can take from it.
So what is this conference?
Yes. So this conference is a virtual summit where 65 people are going to talk about different layers of diversity, of equity and inclusion. So for the people that want to know more or want to do more when it comes to DEI, this is the summit to be. This is the summit where you can start if you're a beginner. This is a summit when you're intermediate that you can follow up on. And this is a summit when you're advanced and you still want to learn from other people, right? So it's a summit for internal comms, for HR professionals, for managers, for leaders, for D&I advocates as well, because it's the place to be.
See, what I love about the conference is that it's on demand, that you'll be able to see the presentation, that, like you said, you don't want to necessarily sit down for an hour. You don't want to necessarily, even if it's 3 different speakers, even if it's 3 people for 20 minutes at a time, you don't necessarily want to do that, but you might want to come back. And so I love the on-demand nature of that. And one of the things, and I know we were talking about it before, how it's been crazy for you as an introvert, but I love your interviews. I love doing the interview with you. I mean, it was such a fun conversation, but I really appreciate, because DE&I is such a personal thing. We all have such personal reasons behind it. And I love that you've added that depth for each of the speakers, that it's not just, this 15-20 minutes of amazing content, but also a little bit about the person, why they've come to their conclusions, why they were happy to speak at the conference.
I'm the girl that always asks questions, and sometimes people think that I'm annoying, but I am just curious. I'm curious about, why is it that you want to talk this way? Or what inspired you to bring up that conversation? Or what inspired you to wake up in the morning? I love questions. And that's also one of the reasons why I frequently go live with Let's Humanize the Workplace. But I wanted to give it a different element where you will not only be entertained by the speakers through their presentations, but also learn about why they do something, right? Because you are going to be surprised with so many speakers what they are sharing. And the thing about being an event organizer, I've already seen all of it. I've seen highlights, though. I cannot watch all the presentation, but I've seen highlights, and it's that meme where Michael Jackson is eating popcorn.
Yeah.
You should definitely reserve that. You should definitely have your popcorn ready and maybe some Kleenex, because some talks really, really can bring some emotions up, and it's amazing. I never could have dreamt this outcome was not in my vision.
So you are going to be talking about diversity through mentorship, right? Is that's your topic?
Yeah.
And Gil, what's your topic?
How culture became a buzzword and set back DEI. Oh, sorry. How culture became an incoherent buzzword and set back DEI.
Yeah.
So let's go back to Vivian, your topic that you're talking at your summit, and it's diversity through mentorship. So can you a little bit give us, what do you mean by diversity through mentorship?
One aspect that a lot of companies don't tap into is utilizing the knowledge, the power that is already within the company, and breaking a certain cycle up, saying that promotion or changing career within the company is only for the people, for the white people within the company. Why not break it up and make it diverse, where not only can you do reverse mentoring, right, but you can also boost diversity by connecting somebody from another background. So diversity has different layers, different labels. But when you mix people, intertwine them, they can also learn something about somebody else's culture. I have a mentor who learned a lot about my culture, but also my craziness. I have dreams. I dreamt this summit in a dream and sat down for one day, wrote it down, and now I am, I'm doing that. And my mentor was just like, I cannot wrap my head around the way you think, and that's the way that I think, right? But it's awesome for him to know. He told me that it's awesome for him to know, have some insight about me, but I also learned a lot about him as well, which goes both ways, right? So again, when it comes to developing talent, companies leave a lot of money on the table by not utilizing mentorship. And I just want to boost diversity in different ways, highlighting, what they're missing, highlighting what they're benefiting, and highlighting how to implement, what kind of tools can they implement to start the mentorship as soon as possible.
So DEI is obviously quite a wide-ranging topic. I mean, as can be evidenced by 65 speakers who aren't really stepping on each other's toes. How did you choose this one? How did you come? Because, obviously you have the passion broadly, and you had to narrow down your focus significantly to be able to get 15 minutes in there. So what made you decide on this direction to go for your own speech?
I was looking at what I was missing in the workplace, and I'm looking at what isn't spoken often about, right? So when I go online or when I come to companies, I ask them, do you have a mentorship program? And they say, no. What do you mean by that? Yes, we do have, a traineeship program, but we don't have a mentorship program. And it's like, this is not the ideal world. I know I benefited from a mentorship late at a later age. And the sooner people get related to mentorship, the sooner they will reap benefits. And it's not only beneficial for the companies, it's also beneficial for the mentor and the mentee. It's a win-win-win. It's a triple win situation what you're creating with mentorship, especially now when everybody, most of the people are in lockdown and working from home. People need that.
So what advice would you have then, on two sides? I'll split the question in half, but advice for a person who's looking for a mentee, but doesn't necessarily have, the access, doesn't necessarily have the network to find somebody essentially who doesn't look or think like them, but somebody who they want to support. What advice would you have for that individual of finding someone who they can help?
Yeah, I would say go to different networks, online groups, Facebook groups, career groups, or look on LinkedIn itself. There are so many groups on LinkedIn, and just ask. Say what you have to offer, of course, and say your expertise, but also ask, is there anybody out there looking for mentorship? And if you don't know people, then connect with me, and I will definitely. What I can do is definitely connect you with a few people that are doing mentorship programs or doing online mentorship programs, and connect you with them.
And then on the other hand, what advice would you have for somebody who's younger, who's looking for a mentor, who might be a little bit harder, right? Because when you're looking for a mentee, you have something to offer, right? You have something to give. There's clear value and benefit to the other individual. But
don't forget, a mentee has so much to offer. They sometimes forget that they do have something to offer. What a mentee is giving to a mentor: confidence boost. They are learning an insight from their world, their perspective, and it's pushing them to another limit, which you are giving a mentor confidence as well. So don't forget, as a mentee, you have so much more to bring. So even when you're just starting out, maybe you have, some Instagram skills or some TikTok skills. Yes, I'm 40, so I'm not from the TikTok parade, but I've been challenged to do TikTok. So maybe there's somebody out there that can help me with TikTok. You never know, right? When you learn from the different generations and the different worlds, there's so much more power that you can utilize, especially within a company, with the things that are happening now. Because, I come from an age where you used to go to a library to get information, and now the library is in your pocket. It's in your phone or on your tablet, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I remember plenty of times looking things up in an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
See, yes.
And then came.
Yeah.
And now we Google everything.
So would you then recommend that, Vivian, if a person is looking for a mentor, reaching out to somebody, then also offering and saying, hey, look, I'm looking for a mentor around X. I also have skills that I can help you with that you may not realize? Is that a good is that a helpful practice?
It's definitely a good way, but start with building relationship, because sliding in my DM and saying, hey, I'm looking for a mentorship with me, the Vivian that you see here has an on and off mode when it comes to introvert and ambivert. So this is my ambivert, and then we're off. I switch to introvert. And when you slide in my DMs with this, a Bible entry or a sales page entry, no, get to know the person, learn about the person, engage with that person. And I'm not saying that you have to do a 6 months investigation or research, but just engage with a person maybe a few weeks and see what they're coming from, and see if what they're doing is to your liking. What is it that you like? What else can you share about that person? Some flattery, not flirtation. I'm saying flattery. No, really, I'm saying flattery. I do get some DMs from time to time.
Yeah,
and
that's why I'm laughing when you said, not flirting.
Yeah.
Like, okay, both of us were females, and then men flirting with you.
You don't get those DMs, Gil?
Yeah, Gil, don't forget those.
No, those are...
You know what? Every male that I've spoken with or interacted with, I was going to bring a couple other guys that Gil know too. No, no one flirts with them.
I have heard of it happening. But I mean, not in nearly the same magnitude that it happens to women far, far too regularly. It's saddening. It's dumbfounding. And men, it happens to... It does. I know it does. Not to me, but I know it does. And
10%, maybe.
Pardon?
Maybe 10%.
Maybe it's a lot. It's a lot smaller of a number. It doesn't happen.
I want to go back to Vivian, what you said about reaching out. Don't write a long Bible. I call it essay.
Yeah.
And you said engage with them. I just want to give an example for like how you can engage in it. You're right. You don't have to sit there and research 6 months. Especially if someone's very active on LinkedIn, or they're writing content or writing posts, you can simply start engaging with their content, start writing comments on their post, their content. A lot of people overlook this little small thing that's available right now, and that is a lot of people are starting to write content. And if you are reaching out to someone and you want this person to be your mentor, then you can simply do is start engaging with their content. Also, read their profiles. So many people don't read profiles, and they'll message people on LinkedIn saying, well, what do you do? And my reply is, read my profile. Go and read my LinkedIn profile. Or don't be generic and ask questions like, what's the last book you read? I just had somebody message me asking 2 questions. What's the last book I read, and what's the last kindness act I performed? I ignored the question because I have other DMs to answer, so I ignored it. Then they asked again, I ignored it again. Then they're like, this is my last attempt. I'm like, okay, but why are you asking? Like, I don't know you, you're a total stranger. I don't know what they said. And I'm like, hey, how can I help you? Just tell me. I'm a straight shooter. And that's the beauty of human beings. Like, everybody thinks there's a cookie cutter solution out to people. There's really there's no copy paste. Everyone's different. We're human beings. Everyone's plates are filled up right now because of COVID. I don't know about Netherlands, but like here in Canada,
we are locked in. We are locked
down.
No,
I mean, like going back to school, like school.
No, my son is going to school.
Did it start? Did it start recently? Because the kids just went back.
Yeah, they started a few weeks before the summer holiday. They went already to school. First 2 days, and then after 2 weeks they went full time. And then the summer holiday came, and now since September he's going to school full time, which is good for the parents and for the kids.
So like you can connect people, like a lot of people, like there's parents who have kids are at home. A lot of parents chose not to send their kids back to school. They're homeschooling, and then they have demanding jobs. Like people are running all way high, right? Like, so there's so many ways to engage with somebody.
I just wanted to share a tip how to engage with me. People that know me, I send a lot of voice messages. English is not my native tongue. My native tongue is Dutch, and then English, and then other languages. And I would rather, use the voice message. So you utilize LinkedIn voice messages, and maybe you can utilize, short video messages that you can send. I don't have the time to watch a video for over 2 minutes. So if your video is longer than 2 minutes, I don't have the time. So make it short, make it sweet, but also make it personal, because that's when you have me. That's where I draw into, and I always leave voice notes.
See, now I'm learning how to get Vivian to be my mentor. And now I'm just taking mental notes of like, okay, so this is what I have to do. I have to do a little bit of research.
But you're already in the comfort zone, right? You're already in the
But that's a good point. You a lot of people overlook the voice note feature available on LinkedIn too. But there's a little bit of a drawback in the sense that person would not just listen to around people. They're probably going to listen to when they're alone.
Yeah, but that's fine.
You can mix it up by saying hi through text, and then you can send a personalized voice note. I like voice note. I hate talking. I hate having conversations through texting.
Yeah,
I'd rather do a voice note too.
Me too.
Yep. I don't like voice notes because sometimes I have to check them myself, and I hate listening to my own voice. That's the problem.
Voice note.
But do you like receiving them?
Receiving them is great. Receiving them is great. Although when looking back in a conversation, it makes it more difficult.
Yeah,
it makes it more difficult because what did the person say here? What did the person say there? And I have to go from voice message to voice message to see.
So what you're saying is LinkedIn should combine it with Otter or something, or some kind of transcription service. Hey,
oh, now you're thinking. There's a lot of things LinkedIn can do with their inbox, but that's a different story.
Yeah. So Gil, what's your preference? How would you like people to reach if they're reaching out to you on LinkedIn? What's your preference? Do you like the long essay messages where people talking about themselves?
You know what? It depends, because there's actually a person who I feel badly. I owe him a response.
Like you are one of those people that will like the long message.
No, I don't generally. No? But there is one guy who he sent me, and he did a good job. He's prospecting me to try to sell me like virtual assistant services or something like that. Okay. But I'll give him credit. It was well written. It was well written. Most of the time, like, I don't want a long essay. I want something short. If you're selling something to me, especially, I want it to be to the point. But I'll give this one guy credit. Like, it is possible to do well, but most of us can't. I'm not a person who can do it well. I can't write the long essay well. My grandfather taught me many years ago, brevity is the soul of wit. And that's for me. So I like a text. Yeah. I don't know why. I tend to like a text. When it comes to Vivian, it's, there's a language reason and it makes sense. Yeah. But most often when people send me voice messages,
you don't check?
They're trying to sell me something. That's just my experience. Is most often when people are saying, it's like when people send me messages saying, "Hey, I see we have a lot of LinkedIn connections in common. I know as soon as I accept."
Oh, I hate that.
They're going to send me a pitch immediately. That is not the way to connect with them.
I had somebody that messaged me yesterday, a very long message. It was to they were hosting a women's event. And so it's long. I just read a little bit up here and there, and it's about security careers and security and all that stuff. So event and panelists and stuff. So I just thought this person wanted me on the panel. I'm like, sure. I go, are you looking for panels? Like, you want someone on your panel? No, I'm inviting you to the event. I'm like, oh, I go, why would I attend the event when it says, how to grow your career in security, cybersecurity? I run my own company. I'm not even in cybersecurity. Oh, women supporting women. I go, why not just say that?
But
women support women. Here is a conference. Would you love to support us? And then that's it. Instead of sending me, I go, why did you copy and paste a message that doesn't even relate to me? It's not even relatable. I'm not in cybersecurity. You could have just said, hey, you're a female. We would love other females supporting our event. I think a lot of people are too busy copying and pasting instead of actually even taking the time to read someone's profile and just make it personable.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a copy paste.
Make it human. Make it human. There's a human on the other end. Like, that's the thing. You'd rather have it straight and say, hey, look, I'm inviting you to this conference. It's an interesting conference. Here's the reason why I'm inviting you to the conference. Save everybody's time.
Yeah, you could just say, hey, we are looking for females to support other females. Can you support our conference? And I'll be like, sure.
Yeah, legit reason. Absolutely.
Why are you reaching out to me? But don't write this long essay and the way I got a little. First, I thought, okay, maybe it's that panel, this, and then you can advance your career. So I just thought it was like looking for leaders, women leaders, and I just assumed, okay, reaching out to
looking for panelists. Yeah, that makes sense,
right? But no, it was, okay, can you support the conference? I'm like, why didn't you just say that? Like, just tell me support the conference. Sure, I can support. If I have time, I can even attend, right? But that's how many people do that, though. How many people do that? So going back to mentor, Gil, if someone wants you as a mentor, what would be, because there's three of us who like different ways, just want to show people human.
Or I shouldn't tell people what it takes to be a mentor or have me be their mentor.
Why?
So all it takes is a little flattery.
Okay, but tell us.
all they'd have to say is, Gil, I like your stuff. Will you be my mentor? And I'd be a sucker. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but it's important, though, when people ask, that they be genuine, because
yes, absolutely.
Is one thing. Yeah.
But seriously, if a person did want me to mentor them, first of all, it would have to make sense for me. Yeah. There would have to be, a logic to it being me, versus somebody else. I'd have to feel a certain connection with that individual, because if I'm going to invest my time with another individual, I want to know their intent is genuine, where they're going, there's a values alignment, that I'm not going to be banging my head against a wall trying to explain them to something when they really they wanted me for whatever other reason. So like you said, like you're both saying, though, it's build the relationship first.
Yeah,
I think is the good idea, because then you can kind of vet the other person, you can vet each other, and then if I've gotten to know you, I know what you're all about, and then you say, hey, I'm looking for advice, I'm looking for mentorship, I'll be able to have a valid answer. I'll be able to say, you know what, this makes sense because you have a passion for employee experience, because you really love the Toronto Raptors, whatever it is, there would be a logic there. Whereas if a person just came up to me and said, hey, you know what, will you be my mentor? Why? Well, it doesn't make sense.
I'm going to say, well, you as an individual that's looking for a mentor, you need to first sit there and ask yourself, who would be your ideal mentor? Why do you want, first of all, why do you want a mentor? And what type of qualities are you looking for in a mentor? But biggest thing, what do you want to learn from your mentor?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't take the time to really sit there, because I get asked a lot of times, oh, can you mentor me? But what am I mentoring you? Let's like what? And then they can't answer. But I think before you approach anybody, even in companies, if you're looking,
know your why.
Yeah,
Yes.
even in companies, if you want somebody in your organization to be your mentor, you can ask. Your company doesn't have to have a mentorship program. You can ask senior people to mentor you, but you need to know why you are approaching somebody and why you need a mentor. I think a lot of people forget to just answer the why first.
Yeah.
But let's wrap it up there. Thank you so much, Vivian.
You're welcome.
For coming on. And first of all, good for you for taking initiative, something that you vision in your dream, but you made it a reality. So many of us have dreams and we wish for a lot of things. We wish for change. How many of us, after seeing George Floyd video go viral, how many of us were impacted by it, but how many of us actually did something about it? Yeah. You're doing something about it. So, honestly, good for you. Good for you to even organize a summit with 65 speakers. And we have Gil as one. That is amazing. I wish you nothing but success. Yes. Nothing but success. And
thank you.
I hope every single person can take the opportunity to attend. And you said it's also on demand. So if they can attend, they can catch it on demand. But honestly, I'm just blown away that you saw something in a dream and then you made it a reality.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I listen to my dreams. So that's it. I listen to my child from time to time, and I listen to my dreams because dreams are, they have been helpful for me.
No, good for you. Yeah. Good for you. Thank you for taking the time to us today. Wish Gil as well good luck on his talk at your summit. Any ending remarks that you would like to leave the audience with, Vivian?
I would say visit Amplify DEI because it's going to be epic. And I'm not saying it because of me. I'm saying it because of the amazing speakers that are committed to this summit.
Sorry, when is this event? We didn't even announce the date.
28th of September till the 30th of September. So 3 days. But afterwards you can always access the talk. So know that the summit is going live the 28th till the 30th of September.
Can't wait.
And that's the website it's amplifydei.com. They can go to the website and sign up for the summit.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Gil, any ending remarks from you?
I just want to thank Vivian for coming. Thanks for talking with us. Thanks for putting this on. Not much more to say than I said before. You're awesome. I'm so grateful to be connected with you. And I look forward to the next time we talk.
Likewise, Gil. Likewise. And thank you, Gurpreet, for having me here as well.
You're welcome. No, thank you for hopping on and sharing your story and how AmplifyDEI.com came to be. Thank you so much. Everybody else, if you're not following Vivian already, please do so by clicking on her link. You can also go to the previous post from me or Gil, and you can click on the name. We did tag her in our post, and you can follow her content, follow her on LinkedIn. We'll be back on Monday, 12:30 with a different topic. Stay tuned. We'll announce the topic. I don't think we have a topic in mind, but we will have a topic for Monday at 12:30 we will see you guys again. Until then, enjoy the fall weather, enjoy the weekend, and enjoy the rest of your week. And we will see you guys on Monday. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.